Welcome back to Motoworld. Dennis Torres has joined me now with an interesting look at a major development in off-road competition. Dennis, apparently the days of European motorcycle dominance in that sport are over.
As you well know, Larry, European bikes have been the motorcycle of choice for off-roaders for many years. But lately there's a new trend, Japanese brands. The reason? Many point to the improved technology of Japanese motocross bikes and the application of that technology to off-road machinery. Whatever the reason, off-road competition is experiencing a major facelift. Off-road riding's evolution to its current state can be traced back to its European origins, and consequently, in those early days, European riders and machinery dominated the worldwide scene. Enduros, trials, and all the other assorted off-road disciplines eventually began popping up in the U.S. in the late 50s. Here in the States, as well as in Europe, off-road riding has been one of the last arenas of motorcycle sport left unchallenged by Japanese motorcycles. 1988, however, changed that scenario in the U.S. forever. Enter Randy Hawkins and his Suzuki RMX. Together, they won the AMA National Enduro Championship, the first major title won by a Japanese bike in the modern era of off-roading. That success has started a major shift to Japanese brands. For instance, perennial hare scramble champ Eddie Lojak has jumped on the Japanese bandwagon for 1989 and has signed with Yamaha.
Yamaha is just, the bike works so much better. You know, suspension, motor, everything about it just works a whole lot better.
One of the reasons for that performance edge has to do with the technology incorporated from the motocross arena. The latest Japanese entrants in off-road are lighter and quicker, ensuring a much better power-to-weight ratio than their European counterparts. And all this is done without sacrificing reliability.
As far as anything falling off, breaking off, sure you got to do maintenance, but I don't care what you do or what kind of bike you ride, the maintenance is there. That it doesn't matter, but the reliability was just excellent on the bike, and I don't put a new motor in my bike every week I race it. The bike has a lot of miles and a lot of time on it, and it held up great, and I don't expect anything any less from the new RMXs.
I don't think there's hardly any differences in any of the bikes anymore. They're all so high-tech and closely matched nowadays. There's no difference, really.
As you can see, not everyone is jumping on the Japanese bandwagon. Some off-roaders feel loyalty will serve them in the long run.
I think the European companies as a whole are more loyal to their employees, and when you're finished racing, hopefully someday you'll have a spot with a company, and that's something nice to look forward to. When you're finished racing, you can continue on in the motorcycle industry. They don't just drop you like a hot potato when you don't win anymore.
Well, they want me to race as many races as I can, and they want me to win as many as I can, so that's pretty much my job, to go to a race and win.
Eddie Lojak, Terry Cunningham, Randy Hawkins, Tony Herndon, etc., etc., etc. Most of this country's top off-roaders have made the switch. Does this mean the end of European off-road dominance? Unless Husqvarna KTM rebounds with a major counterattack, the war is over. And the report from the battlefront says it's only a matter of time. As you heard, the only dissenting voice concerning this new Japanese trend was that of KTM factory rider Dan Smith. Acknowledged as the best desert racer around, we had a chance to talk to the Desert Fox as he prepared for round one of his defense of the Hare and Hound national title. Over the last 15 years, Visalia, California's Dan Smith has established himself as the king of desert racing. The 25-year-old KTM rider has won 4 consecutive Parker 400 events, won both the Baja 500 and Baja 1000s, and most recently has become the dominant force of the 3-year-old National Hare and Hound Championship, wearing that crown since the series' inception. And not only is he the sport's #1 attraction, he's also its #1 promoter.
Sure, it's a great family sport. It doesn't cost any money to come out here. There's no gate fees. People can just go riding wherever they want. It's awesome for kids because they can just take off while Dad's racing. They go out and trail ride all day. So I think it's a really good family sport.
We caught up with Dan the Man during round 1 of the 1989 Hare and Hound Championship. Before he took the green for the 100-mile event, he offered some advice for any aspiring desert racer.
The equipment, you want to have a bike that'll be able to take 4 hours of pounding with no maintenance. That's how long the races take, a lot of times, 4 hours. And you want to have your body able to take 4 hours of pounding. And there's a lot of mental preparation also, because we're going at such high speeds out here that you really need to be keyed in all the time.
Unfortunately, Dan suffered a flat tire during the second of two 45-mile loops that comprised the course layout. Still, he rode well enough with his deflated tire to finish an impressive 7th. Meanwhile, number 54, Honda-mounted Chuck Miller took up where Dan Smith left off last year. The American Honda employee took the lead on the second loop and cruised home the overall winner. Round 1 was in the books. The Desert Fox sat calmly in his van afterwards, the victim of not only a flat tire, but a nagging flu bug.